Hey everyone, it's your girl Jerry back.
What are you doing, my friend? Huh? What are you doing?
I gotta go for a swim. Right? I'm free to go, right? You can't swim in the lake, man. I'm free to go, right?
You're not allowed to swim in the lake. How far do you think he's going to be able to swim?
You gotta keep an eye.
Yeah.
Well, you guys got to stay here just in case he gets out. I'll get that and get here with the ball. Alright.
What do we call? Pipe 12, the subject that Pipe 11 was running was jumped in the lake and was trying to swim away.
Hey, what's up everybody? How are you? Happy Monday. Welcome to Dear Yvette Says. Listen, if you're new here, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Listen, that video really touched me. We talked about it on Trend Topic Tuesdays last week. Our guest today, shout out to Dave Grogan. Okay, he is running for sheriff of Maryland. Okay, so he'll be beeping in a little bit. Listen, it's so very important for all of us to get involved in our communities and actually try to change the laws. Now, we cannot do that alone. Okay, it's going to take each and every one of us throughout all of our communities. First, I want to say welcome to my Red Cup crew, my Chatterbox crew, my Coffee crew, my Curry Bones crew. You know, I always got to shout about my Hater crew and every other crew around here. Because listen, at the end of the day, what's for you, what's for me, it is what it is. So while we're waiting for Dave to hit that link, click the link, Dave. Click the link. Where are you? I know he was just doing a video on Instagram with an amazing young lady. Okay. Very young, great interview. So check it out on Instagram. I'm going to try to share it a little later, guys. One thing I do give a damn about is our communities. We have now got to start watching who we vote in office. Okay. Because most of you guys are sitting back right now scratching your head like, wait a minute, did I make the wrong decision? Listen, ultimately, the decision is yours and only yours. But you have got to make the right decisions to think about our children's future. It's really important that we do that. So we're waiting for Dave to click the link and we'll get started. So Dave Grogan, let me give you a little background on him. He's all about service, leadership, experience, and community. Okay. Now y'all can say mall cop, no very cop, but it's very few folks that sign up for the calls. Okay. Let me be clear. There are very few of you that will walk the shoes in the life of a sheriff or police officer. Okay. Are all police officers perfect? Absolutely not. Do I believe that they should be held to the highest standards when doing wrong? Absolutely. Okay. But at the end of the day, you guys control who we put in office. It's just simple as that. And then at some point, we will have a segment. I'll drop the link. Thumbs up the video, guys, just in case. I know it's a lot of lives going on. So just thumbs up the video or come back and catch the replay. We love the replay game round here. Okay. But at the end of the day, we'll do Ask Sheriff Dave. You know, I'll drop the link, guys. Come up here with some amazing questions. And even though you might be in another part of the world, your opinion matter. Okay. So this is the time to actually ask the questions. Now, Dave Grogan, guys, established a sheriff's department, and this is his actual vision. Okay. And I know he's going to win because we've been around this here rodeo. And right now, listen, what's for you is for you. It's all about God's timing. Okay. So his vision includes, but is not limited to, establish a sheriff's department office of integrity. I see you, Dave. And professional responsibility. Okay. Accountability and transparency over PG County and municipal police departments. Develop internships, cooperative education, and cadet programs. We absolutely need that because most of you guys right now in your states, there is a shortage of folks that's retiring and running around ASAP. Okay. Oh, wow. Establish a sheriff department duty threat matrix that prioritize solving and preventing violent crime. Lord, yes, indeed, we need that. Expand the positive visibility role of the deputy sheriff by providing crossing guard to support our schools and our most dangerous roads. How many times do we hear that there is some type of tragedy because people don't even respect the fact that there are kids on the road, you know, that they should show. They truly should show compassion for, and they go right around the bus. Okay. So he's going to ensure resources are allocated to maximize road and pedestrian safety, including sidewalks and traffic lights. Okay. Professionalize and convert the school resource officers. We need them. Y'all know they recently took a lot of that stuff out of the schools, which was terrible. Okay. Hence a lot of the things that's been going on around the world. All right. I don't have to repeat it because we know exactly what we see every day. Human trafficking investigation and awareness unit. Absolutely. Restructuring the vetting and hiring and promotional process. Yes. That is great. I endorse him right now because mental health is real. You have got to be very careful of who you put that badge and that weapon in their hands. So without further ado, guys, please welcome Sheriff-elect Dave Grogan is in the building.
Yes. What's happening? What's happening? Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. How are you?
I'm somewhere between fabulous and fantastic. Looking forward to Super Tuesday.
Super Tuesday. I'll be out there in the morning. I got you 8 votes, so we will be out there cheering. I will make sure I video it. I'm a woman of my word. You know, I have been praying for you since I encountered you as of 2017. And I know this is your time, Dave.
Yes, I thank you so much. Thank you so much. And where are you going? What poll are you going to be at tomorrow?
Well, you know, because it's social media, you know, it's real dangerous right here.
Later, save it. That's
I'm
off the
gonna tell
record.
you this. I can go up in my slippers, but because I'll be videoing it, that's how close it is to me. I know it's your time right now. I got a couple of my girlfriends I was telling you about. I don't know if you're familiar with Thomas Miller. May he rest in peace. Senate of Maryland. His family, and I will be going in full support. They absolutely endorse you. Shout out to my girl, Missy. She knows who she is, and you have our votes. I am so glad to see you.
Thank you. It's good to see you too. It almost seemed like yesterday. I miss being in the studio though.
I think
it's so much better, you know, what we had such a good time in the studio.
We did have a great time.
I'm gonna run those pictures back today.
Yeah, but you know what, Dave? What it is about is now I have taken the horns, okay? Because folks would use you, okay? I was a purse up around it, okay? And so once I realized, oh yeah, I could stream my own stuff and bring you in from the comfort of your home, That's amazing to me. Okay.
It does get me
So this
better. It
channel
does
is
get me
monetized. That means that studio been making up money off of me and never told me.
Ooh,
Amen. And praise God. But the show will go on. Let me bring you in a
absolutely.
little bigger. Yes, indeed. Let me bring you in just a little bigger because I want to get it up close and a little personal with you. Okay. There we go. Give us a little something. Dave. Man,
Yeah,
your campaign this year is everything: service, leadership, experience, community. Dave
yeah,
Grogan, guys, go out tomorrow right here. All my Marylanders, I don't want to hear no stuff. I'm gonna be watching. And then the majors are November the 8th, but the primaries are tomorrow. So, Dave, introduce yourself. I just read your bio
yeah,
for your campaign. Let me bring you back in a little closer. Let us know
yes,
who you
yes,
are.
yes. Yes, thank you so much, Yvette, for having me. I've always loved your energy. I've always loved coming on your show. I am a local guy, as you know. I grew up here, right in Prince George's County in Glass Manor, and started. I started a world of business that I look at now when I was a kid in Glass Manor, working out and those types of things. But I graduated from Bowie State.
Who is Dave?
Yes, indeed. Prior to going to Bowie State, though, I opted to serve my country. So I am a proud United States Marine. One month after I left Oxon Hill, I was eager to report to Paris Island and become a United States Marine. Always been a protector. Always wanted to do something to protect our country. So I was eager to go to Paris Island. When I finished at Paris Island, did 6 years United States Marine Corps Reserves. I went to Bowie State, and at Bowie State is where I started my law enforcement and public safety career. While I was captain of that championship, that was the beginning of that championship football program. Some of the youngest don't know it started in 1986 to what we
Yeah.
have today. I was a captain of that football team, inside linebacker. But I worked for the Secret Service while I was a student, and I worked for the Department of Justice, U.S. Marshals Service while I was a student. And I know the impact that those experiences had on me as a young man, working for the Secret Service, working directly for the director of the Secret Service, who took me under his wing, and he always proudly introduced me as one of his future Secret Service agents, and that just shaped who I am, and that's why I'm so passionate about making sure that I create those same opportunities for our young people. Young traditional boys, they're natural protectors. They really are. I've been in our schools for over 40 years. I've talked to little kids. I envision us having junior sheriff's program, little kids in elementary school, all the way up to college students, all the way up to corporate young adults. And I can tell you that people love public safety. They love public safety talk, and we have to create those opportunities. We have to have elite programs for our young people. I say elite, high level programs that everybody in this county will be signing up for, trying to get into good private school or good school. They're going to be eager to want to be a part of this because we're going to teach our young people all the things that it takes to be a good law enforcement officer. I will always believe in public safety and law enforcement, but the only way you're going to have good law enforcement is you have to teach and breed them yourself. Mm-hmm. You have to get them while they're young. You have to explain. They have to see. They get, especially boys be what they see, and they have to see what good law enforcement looks like, and they need mentorship, and they have to know what does it take. It takes, one, you're going to do right in school. You're going to do right by your parents. You're going to have good moral character. You're going to stay out of trouble. And then you're gonna be in shape. This profession, you cannot be out of shape. And so when they learn these things early in shape, not just physically, mentally, psychologically, healthy people. And then by the time they graduate from high school, if they decide if they opt out of college, they're not going to be pushed into college. If they opt out of college and they graduate from high school, they can become deputy sheriffs. They can become police officers. And they'll be well prepared to go through any vetting process. The purpose of explorers programs, internships programs, these programs should be designed to prepare our young people to get past any vetting. They should not have a problem. We shouldn't be trying to, what I see now, people circumventing the system. They're circumventing the vetting. They figured out, especially in Prince George's County, they have figured out how to circumvent the systems to get badges and guns. That will end when I'm your next sheriff. We're not going to have to deal with that because we're going to train our people up and we're going to have them right. And those that decide to go to college, which I would encourage those that want to do that, and they get a 4-year degree in something criminal justice, sociology, psychology, well, pretty much any major, really, it depends, and that want to be a public safety or law enforcement officer, then I'm going to show them how do you become a Secret Service agent, how do you become an FBI agent, how do you become a U.S. Marshal, ATF agent, how do you become a Fed, and so young people don't know if we don't have the mentorship to show them, and that's what I intend to do, and because I had the privilege, I had someone to show me. When I graduated, I had choices. I could have gone with any law enforcement agency. So we want to do that, and I think that's very important. And that's one of the things that I intend to do. I think you touched upon something else, that Office of Professional Responsibility and Integrity Unit. That unit is going to be a checks and balance and oversight unit. One of the challenges that we have in law enforcement, unlike any other profession, that there's never been the proper oversight. Right. And when you have a service, people forget that law enforcement is a service to the community. So there's no service industry on this planet that doesn't have some type of oversight. There's no service industry. And so we're going to create that. We're going to create an oversight. We're going to create a quality assurance. You know, if you have a run-in with a law enforcement officer, you're going to have an avenue to be able to say, you might like get a text message. When I call Verizon, and I talk to Verizon, and whatever the issue is, 5 minutes later, I'm getting a text message and asking me how much. You know, Google, any of these companies nowadays. When I ordered a pizza for this thing over at Cameron Grove, ordered pizza. My goodness, 3 minutes later, I was getting a text. How was your experience? And so we have to have something similar to that to make sure that we're offering a high level service. Law enforcement, it's a service to the community, and we've lost sight of that. So we would do that. We will also do checks, background checks. We will also,
mental health is real around here. We definitely need to do it, Dave.
And then with domestic violence, no. We got to deal with domestic violence within law enforcement before we start talking about. See, what I hear these sometimes people talk about all this now domestic violence. We go, no. Let's clean up the domestic violence within law enforcement, because many of y'all don't realize that there are so many spouses that are living with people that they're scared to death of because they've got guns and they're being threatened with guns. Wow. And many people don't realize the suicide rate by way of gun and with law enforcement officers. Yeah. So that quality assurance unit is also going to take an active role in that and offering a hotline to people. So if they are with some spouse that they're scared to death of, they're going to have a line that's going to come directly to Dave Grogan, and we're going to address it appropriately. And so we got to start cleaning up law enforcement from the inside out. And I think that, you know, we got to be bold. We got to be intentional about what we're doing. And that's what I intend to do as your next sheriff.
And you know what, Dave, you have touched on a lot of issues that have absolutely gotten out of hand, whether it's DV, whether it's the S word, or whatever that is going on. I think what's happening is we have certain laws that are being changed and passed. However, the proper training that is needed for our law enforcement officers is just not there. You know what I'm saying? Now we can get down and deep on a lot of things, okay? Because we're losing lives because of the fact that you signed some officers. It's not for everybody, but some officers, they go to work just like a regular 9 to 5, okay? And you know me, if I don't have an answer, I'm going to get one, okay? Now, you have a lot of officers that sign up, hey, I got a badge and I got the GUN and all this good stuff, but they have no connection to the community. They have never been a part of any community, let alone walk the walk, okay? And as an officer, you have got to have compassion, okay? You have to have empathy. A lot of that stuff is missing. And let me tell you this, we see so much that's going on, okay? Our officers now finally being held to the highest standard? Absolutely. However, it's been going on too long. Yes. I truly believe, like you touched up on earlier, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. Absolutely. And whether you're a sheriff, you're an FBI agent, DE agent, whatever, at the end of the day, you have to let the courts speak, okay? Yeah. We simply just do the work. But ultimately, it's that court decision. Everybody has a right to be tried. And, that's the way I feel about it. The DV is at an all-time rate. So as a sheriff, A lot of people don't know what a sheriff does. Now,
Mhm.
I know what a sheriff does, and I know the risk. There is a huge risk for each and every sheriff out here. I know
Yes,
you're very much aware of that.
yes.
Explain to the community. Thank you, Yolanda. Welcome. Thank you so much for welcoming Dave Grogan, guys, for sheriff right here. We'll be
Thank you.
out and campaigning and promoting and voting. Guys, get involved in your local community. Know when to vote. Know what's going on. Okay.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yes, let's get real for a minute because ultimately this will determine our children's future. Now, Dave, explain what a sheriff is and what they do. Okay, on the deal.
Absolutely. That's the number one question I get on the campaign trail. And please know that politicos, especially professional politicians, they bank on us not understanding and not knowing. And so a major part of my vision that will continue, that I use in my campaign, that will continue when I'm in next year, is to play a role in educating our community. I think the more educated we are, the more we understand, the better off we will be. My grandmother was a professional educator, and my mom was a scholar. And so I fell somewhere in between. I wasn't a scholar, wasn't a professional educator, but I've always been teaching something. So lately I've been teaching basic civics and campaigning and really what is the difference between the police and the sheriff. First of all, historically, the sheriff, the local sheriff, is the first and oldest law enforcement officer, the sheriff. The idea of police or the ideology of police was created to assist the elected sheriff. The elected sheriff is elected by you all, the voters, the people. The chief of police is appointed by the county executive or a mayor in a city. The sheriff is the chief law enforcement officer for this county. Some counties around this country do not have police. The sheriff is full 100% law enforcement, everything. Charles County is probably the closest to us. They do not have a police department. I don't think Calvert County has a police department because they have the sheriff. The sheriff can do police work, but police cannot do sheriff's work. Where some of the confusion comes in is deputy sheriffs. There's one sheriff for this county that's elected by you all. The people that execute the work are deputy sheriffs. Those are government employees hired by the government. And so they're the ones that actually do the work. The best way to probably explain the sheriff is like the CEO. The sheriff is elected by you. The deputy sheriffs are hired by local government. On the federal level, the U.S. Marshal is the same. The U.S. Marshal is the oldest and the first law enforcement agency, the U.S. Marshal. Frederick Douglass was the first black United States Marshal who was appointed by President Rutherford B. Hayes. Everyone else are deputy marshals. So on the federal level, you got a marshal and deputy marshals. On the local level, you got a sheriff and deputy sheriff. The primary function of the deputy sheriff or the office of the sheriff is protection of the courts and everything that comes out of the courts. And what I mean comes out of the court, the judges issue orders. A warrant is an order from the judge that says, go get this person. An eviction is an order from the judge. A protective order is an order from the judge. A civil process, subpoenas, all of these are orders from the judges. The judge say do this, that goes to the sheriff's department. They do it. We call it, they execute those orders. That's on the local level. On the federal level, exact same thing. The federal judge issues orders. The U.S. Marshals execute the orders. And so the sheriff can, the elected sheriff can choose what role he or she plays in a particular community. The role that the sheriff has played in Prince George's County has left people confused. First of all, the average person has no idea who the elected sheriff is. And so the sheriff has stayed into a more of a, I would say, a more of a low-key role while people are familiar with bad policing and they don't equate the sheriff. The sheriff is the police. And so and I noticed that the deputy sheriffs now are trying to feel like they separate themselves. Like, oh no, when you hear about bad policing, I think, oh, that's the police department.
Yeah.
No, that's not. No. Their sheriff is police. The term police means the exact same thing anywhere around the world. If you have a badge and a gun, and arrest authority, you are the police.
Absolutely.
If I'm a U.S. Marshal and I go to if I go to Toronto, Canada, to go get somebody, if I knock on the door, I don't say I'm a U.S. Marshal. I tell them I'm the police because they wouldn't know what that is. We've got so many different law enforcement agencies. You use one universal term: police, police, police. So sheriff, deputy sheriff, they are the police.
Absolutely.
They are a part of that $54 million taxpayers have paid for misconduct, police misconduct, and law enforcement brutality claims. That's right, $54 million over the last 10 years on police misconduct and police brutality claims. The sheriffs fall in that police.
Absolutely. It's so crazy that people try to distance themselves from it, man. We appreciate you breaking that down. Now, you hit the word. One of the duties of a sheriff is protecting those justices. Now, I know you're fully aware of the threats that they've recently been getting, things that has been happening. How important is it to protect not only our Congress as well as those justices? You know what I'm saying? What's your thought on that and your remedy?
It is so important. And just FYI, I have spent the majority of my law enforcement career in protection. I was one of the managerial facilitators of the Federal Witness Protection Program, 15 out of my 25 years. And within that realm, that included presidential, executive, dignitary protection, leading protective operations as leading the American delegation to protective operations all over the world. And so I know the importance of protecting the judges. Sometimes people don't realize that judges and justices, they have to make decisions that have traumatic impact on people's lives. Absolutely. And so they get threats on a regular basis. Absolutely. And so on a federal level, I will tell you, our training is a lot different than local people, which we can bring some of that training right here locally. Many people don't understand federal versus local.
Right.
Federal people represent the White House. Let me make it that simple.
Clear.
Federal people represent the White House. Prince George's County people represent Prince George's County government. So the liability is a lot bigger. So the liability is a lot larger. Wouldn't you think the vetting to become a federal? And I have to be clear about this because I kind of chuckle when I see some of these candidates that are local law enforcement people and try to play down. Oh, they don't have experience. Come on, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Right now, somebody somewhere that I done put in my time, and I'll chat with you after. Mall cop, okay? I got you, mall cop, okay? But they downplay it. I laugh about it because at the end of the day, they don't understand. This job isn't for everybody.
No.
Law enforcement, it's either you run towards the fight or you're going to run away from it. It's one of the two. You are not guaranteed to come home. Not everybody is willing to take on that challenge. And that's why Dave is the next sheriff. Okay. Listen, at the end of the day, when the trumpets sound, there are a lot of folks that are not going to be able to answer that call.
That's right.
Dave, you will answer that call. I am so very proud of you. I already know that it's written, okay, this time. And I'm so excited. Now, wait a minute. I will be on your security detail. Now, we will protect you.
I'm going to need protection. You're going to need
it. And a spokesperson, I'll shut it down every time, okay? At the end of the day, I am so grateful for you. This is your time. See, the way things align up in life with your experience, your compassion, your empathy, man, it's your time. It is definitely your time. You're passionate about your vision and what must change and what must come. See, everybody can walk the walk, baby. You understand what I'm saying? And talk the talk, okay? But you actually are a living legend as far as I'm concerned. You have done it. You've seen it all. You see, like somebody hit me up the other day. Yo, dear Yvette. Now, I played a video. And, dear Yvette, how you feel about this? I was livid. Stand by 1 second. I'm going to get your thoughts very respectfully on this. I was livid. I was livid. Stand by.
What are you doing, my friend? Huh? What are you doing?
to go for a swim. Right? I'm free to go, right? I can't swim in the lake, man. I'm free to go, right?
You're not allowed to swim in the lake. How far do you think he's going to be able to swim?
That's all I truly could stomach, because every time I see that video, Dave, that's another thing of holding police officers, sheriffs, or whoever accountable. For him, it was his hands crossed for me, and I was highly upset because our duty is protect and serve. He's sitting up there. I'm not coming in after you. Clearly, you have somebody that's dealing with some type of mental issue. I should have heard you getting some help, okay, or swimming, something.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that, Dave? I mean, it is just, this is why we have got to learn to unite police and our communities. Prime example.
Absolutely. See, that is a prime example of what we don't want. And let me just say this. Law enforcement, I hate to use this analogy, but I will. Law enforcement officers are somewhat, I've been managing law enforcement officers 23 out of my 25 years. So my perspective is a little bit different. I manage local, state, and federal law enforcement officers.
Absolutely.
But they only do what you allow them to do. I'm joking. They only do. See, that young man was very comfortable with acting like that. There's no oversight. His boss is probably good with that. If his boss saw it, he probably thought he was a hero. They probably laughed and had drinks over it.
Yeah.
And so this is where, again, these issues are at the top. When you have officers acting like that, the first thing I want to know is what is the supervisor's position on this? If that's a police officer, I want to know, what is the chief's position on this? And I don't want to hear these excuses, because one of the things that we've normalized is creating or changing the narrative or creating excuses for things that are just wrong.
Absolutely.
We don't need a detailed 6-month investigation to determine whether that's right or wrong or not. It's wrong.
That's right, wrong is wrong. Fact.
Right, what is right is wrong is wrong. And we gotta get out of that mode. We gotta stop accepting the unacceptable. That's unacceptable.
Absolutely. It's unacceptable. And when I saw that, I became enraged. So I get it. The distrust that the community has. Not only that, they finally put out the report with the UVAL. You're aware of that. When the young man went into the classroom and this, that, and the third. How in the heck can you figure out who the incident commander was? Okay. You have several law agencies that arrived. In the meantime, you got 19 lives, including kids and adults and all kinds of stuff. This is really a hot mess. And it also gets me upset because these are people that signed on to the job. If somebody saw, in my own opinion, if somebody realized that local police chief couldn't make a decision, that it was somebody else's duty to step up.
Yes.
Incident command post should have been established. Somebody should have went in ASAP. Okay. There was lives lost. So I'm just saying a lot of stuff. They go, well, do you agree with this, Dave? I'm just as outraged as the public. You understand what I'm saying? But it takes all of us to change the laws. We see it. We see that it's wrong. Okay. We see that it's wrong. You have multiple agencies. And you mean to tell me nobody had the common sense to call in the resources to go in and neutralize that threat? And whether that chief realized it or not, you were first on the scene, sir. It's your job. Period. Okay.
Period. No excuse.
Period. Okay. That means risking your own life. Somebody dropped the ball, and I get so upset because let me calm down a little bit. Every time I think about it, it's just saying, hey, Vibrant, this is the stuff that we got to change. And like you said, it starts with the leadership. We have what I am encountering. We have a lot of people obtaining leadership roles, but can't make a sound decision to save their life. But see, what I have a problem is, if you put that person in a position to make common sense decisions and lives are lost, I'm coming for you as a family. Okay. I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you because you should have enough confidence that that person that you give that position of supervisory a role, they can't make a decision. There's a problem. Prayers up to
problem.
those family members, everybody around the world is dealing with tragedies. And
Mhm.
I believe that we can combat these issues because the warning signs are there. Mental health
They're
is real,
there.
resources. Okay. Like this young kid, his social media was riddled with stuff of what it was going to do. So these are
Mhm.
the things that we have got to be held accountable for, because
Mhm.
where there's smoke, there's fire usually. Okay.
That's exactly right. You
I,
probably
I,
wouldn't.
I got,
You
hey,
wouldn't. You
Shell
probably.
Bells. Huh?
You probably wouldn't believe. I was
Mhm.
on. I'm not sure if you know Black Rose, but I was on her show last Friday.
Yeah, I caught it.
Oh yeah. So we had a mental health guy come in there, and I thought that he was a relative of somebody. So we was kind to him the way we should have been kind to him. And what's comical is that he's in some of our pictures
Right.
with the backdrop. And so, but then I realized that he wasn't a part of nobody's family. He was a mental health case. But
Yeah.
I'm sure Black Rose can tell you how he was managed, how I managed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just, he was a prime example. Because what happens is you a law enforcement officer has a professional responsibility to de-escalate things, de-escalate,
De-escalate. Oh,
de-escalate things. Now, a
yeah.
situation like with him, he's in their space. He's taking pictures. He pulled down the backdrop. He actually threatened. I was told that he threatened to blow up the building before I got there.
Mm-hmm.
Before I got to him. And
Mm-hmm.
so, instead of, infusing this situation, it was easy for me to quickly defuse it, spend some time with him, show him some attention, hear him out. He didn't want any money. I asked him if he wanted something to drink, if he wanted some food. He didn't want any money, he didn't want anything. He just needed attention. And he wasn't from here. So in Ohio, he showed me his ID, he showed me his social security card, explained to me why he had all his ID. But ultimately, the objective was just to get him to move on and out of the studio
Mm-hmm.
without causing any problem, and he did that. And Black Rose can tell you that we waited for they called the police never showed up. I
Mm-hmm.
stayed an hour past to make sure when they left for the evening that they didn't walk out and he's out there waiting on them.
Well, what you showed was you displayed compassion,
Right.
empathy. See, the goal is not only to de-escalate, but compliance. And
Right.
sometimes when you treat any suspect or potential threat with a small dash of respect,
Yeah.
okay? Like I said, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And
Absolutely.
what you did was show a little compassion. And you
Mhm.
don't realize you could have thwarted a whole bunch of stuff that could have been
Oh, yeah.
planned.
And if
And
people, I didn't get a chance to tell this story because so my life could be like a reality show sometimes. So
okay,
I've
those
been so
my
busy. I
vote.
haven't even had a chance to tell that story. But with him, he want to hug me and everything. Hey, he hugged me probably 3 or 4 times. I said, Lord
Yeah,
have mercy. So
yeah.
if anybody out there, my friends would look at me, they'd think, David, you done lost your mind. But he just, I just quickly realized that he just wanted attention. He didn't, because he made the threat to blow up the building. That
Yeah,
that made it a serious incident. That really the police should have shown up for
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
But other than that, as far as me dealing with him, he was one of the things I told them is that he's a male. So one thing people should know about men is that men are like fish. The only thing that scare fish is a bigger fish. So with him,
I gotta hit the bell on that. Take notice, men round chump.
so with him, it's not like, and men make a decision very quickly. They just
Right.
like a shoot or no shoot situation. Men make a decision within 2 seconds whether this is somebody that I want to get into something with or I won't leave them alone. And
Right.
so, one of the things that we don't talk enough about in law enforcement that I stress so heavily is that the first step to de-escalation is your physical appearance. You see, because
Absolutely.
when I come up on a person, no, I mean, I ain't never had no issues. What? And I already know you don't want to play with me, right? You don't want to play with me,
Yeah,
right? So that's your first, that's your first step towards de-escalation. Then what's next is
absolutely.
what comes out of your mouth. We call it
Absolutely.
verbal judo training.
Verbal
We
judo, your
have.
tone. And then, as a female, I must say, it saved me plenty of days. Just come up with a smile. I know what happened. What was the problem? How you doing? They like, good. Okay, we got a woman. Lord have mercy. Now you have a very good, smart woman, unbeknownst to you. But at the end of the day, I get it. And it's kept me safe. I thank God. I thank God for you throughout your journey and your travels. Oh my goodness, man. Shout out to everybody in the bushes. We love you. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Listen, I'm calling all my Marylanders, all my people all over. Okay. Go out, be the change that we see, change the laws. Get to know the elects and your candidates and people that you're actually just waking up, or whether you're just sitting on your couch and let the vote go through. You matter. Your vote matter. Your opinion matter. So don't get mad when the laws are creeping up behind you late at night while you out twerking and having a good time at the club. Okay, I got to throw that in there for good measure. But listen, ultimately, the decision is going to fall on our future, our children. They need all of us. There are no more big mamas and no more big papas. Okay, they need us right now. Dave Grogan is everything that we need here in Maryland. Sheriff, Prince George's County. Man, I can't wait to head out to that poll. I'm gonna be doing like this. It'll be on video. I'll see this.
Are you gonna be twerking? Wait a minute.
I'm gonna be twerking. I might do a little twerk something. Hey, don't get it twisted. I'm from the hood, but I can keep it classy. How you doing? But it's all about communities, conversation, and having love for people, compassion. You know what I'm saying? There's some folks that ain't gonna go down. Got to put the mock moves. You know about the mock moves in full effect.
No doubt.
You're in order. But at the same time, real recognize real. And that's how I come to the people. And that's what kept me so safe in these streets. I am so grateful for everything. Oh, Dave, man. So tomorrow is the big day. Are you excited?
I am super excited. I probably won't be able to sleep tonight like Christmas when I was a kid. I can't wait. And the weather's supposed to be nice tomorrow too. Not that it matters because it could be rain, cold, sleet, whatever.
Supposed
to be hot. It's gonna be there. I'm gonna be there bright and early, about 6:30.
So where are you actually gonna be stationed?
I think I'm gonna start off here at home at Benjamin Tasker of all places where they had the sniper shooting. I think I'm gonna start off there from 7 a.m. to 1.
Okay.
And then after that, I think I'm going to Bowie High School.
Okay.
It may be another one. I think there's another busy polling site between those two at High Bridge, I think it's called.
Yeah.
There's 277 polling sites for tomorrow.
Yes. Yolanda said it's important to develop a relationship with the people that you choose to represent you. Send an email or leave a voicemail. Absolutely, Yo. Shout out to all of you guys in the chat. Thank you for joining. Please like, comment, subscribe. Because see, these are the videos that we're trying to break people in right here on the good old YouTube. To be around here dragging and stuff like that. But when we talk about a serious issue, this is important because, like I say, it will affect generations to come. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm getting up early. My clock is set for 6. Okay.
Yeah.
I will be videotaping. I'm going to meet up with Melissa. So we're going to go from poll to poll. So we'll try to see you tomorrow. So we'll be out for about 5-6 hours to support this program. I'd like to interview a couple of people that are very serious about getting out voting. And I want to make sure that they're aware about November 8th. Okay. I'm just too excited for you because I know this is your time right now. Okay.
Thank you.
Shout out to Melbourne High, but I'm gonna have to keep it real. Lord, 15 years is change is a long time. Lord, I know you get the real over here around here. Now you held the seat, Mr. Melbourne High. Now I'm hoping you enjoy the world and take major vacations. And I'm truly hoping, Mr. High, that you will endorse Dave Grogan. Listen, you recognize real. So, and thank you for your service, Mr. High. 15 years, that's a long time. But Dave is it for now. Washington Post interview was everything. They interviewed all of the elects. And I must say, you did have one female running. I am unbiased. Okay, I represent and support women and men, but I know you are the guy for the task. You are the one. Everybody says Dave Grogan is a good person. And that's what it's going to take. That smile, that energy, that vision, that passion. That's what it takes. It's not about gender, guys. This is about everything that we need in each and every one of our communities, man. I am so excited for you. That's pretty much You already understood the task. Okay,
Yes.
you understand the mission. You
Yes.
understand that our youth need to be redirected. There are no
Yes.
longer fathers. Majority 95% are not in the home, and that's okay because we can implement and develop programs to show them that
Absolutely.
they matter. Also, for prisoners,
Yes.
sometimes they do 20 and 30 years, okay? And all hope is gone. Family turned their back. We need to implement programs to get them to understand that a second
Yes.
chance is just that. And it's
Yes.
up to you to violate that, okay? So we need to implement that. I like to see that happen as well,
Yes.
okay? If people commit their crimes, they got to do the time around here. But at the end of the day, everybody deserves a chance to
Everybody.
reinvent themselves. And that's what I love about you. You're very compassionate about
Yes.
that. And I'm so hoping I can, I got your back. I write it up and make sure it's implemented to support what's going
Yes.
on. Guys, go out, please. Marylanders, I need you out ASAP. And November the 8th, I need you to seal the deal. Dave Grogan is our next sheriff, and we're not accepting anything less. One last word. If you have a question for Dave, I need y'all to put it in the chat really quick. One last word about the campaign. How are you feeling about the mission?
Yeah, I'm excited. And you actually brought up some good points that I've never touched on.
Go for it.
Returning citizens is another one of my passions. One of my cousins, like a son to me. I've only got a daughter, but I've got a cousin who's like a son to me that's been spent probably most of his life behind, but he's out now. And when
Yeah.
I leave here, I'm going to meet him because he's going to be working the polls tomorrow. Uh,
Amen.
no, yeah, he has a security job, watching the ballot booths. I guess some security company.
Oh,
Yeah,
amen.
yes,
Yes. He
yes.
gonna guard it with his life. Shout out to you.
Oh, yeah. Then that's my cousin. He's like my son,
Oh,
and so I have a very strong passion. I gave written and verbal testimony in Greenville Federal Court on his behalf, so he can be
wow.
out and get his second chance. And the
Amen.
judge, prosecutor, the probation officer, the judge thanked me and said that this is the way the system's supposed to work. If people had the support network that
Yeah.
Daniel had, things would be much different. But I agree with you. I believe in second chances. I believe that if it takes a village, you mentioned, I did not have an active father. Let me be very clear.
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom married two times. My maternal father was not active, and my stepfather was not active. But I had exceptional role models from the weightlifting days, from 13 years old to my
Yeah.
law enforcement career. I've had exceptional role models. So I know that we can present those role models to our kids, girls and boys, and show them the way. And
Yeah.
that's what I intend to do. And I look forward to doing that as your next sheriff.
I know you will do it. I am so passionate about it. And I'm not accepting nothing less. You get it. You understand the mission. And not
Yes.
only that, you're ready for the task.
Yes.
Blessings to you and each and every one of the elects out there. I know what is written for you is for you, and
Yes.
it's your time. I am so grateful you stopped by.
Yes.
Give us your website so they can go tonight. So
Yes.
they say, let me
Yes.
get up and go vote for Sheriff
Yes.
elect Dave Grogan Brown. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. I try to keep it easy. My website is
Yeah.
easy. DaveGrogan.com. DaveGrogan.com.
DaveGrogan.com. Very
And if
simple.
anybody want to chat with me, I'm very wide open. My cell phone number, you're welcome to call me at
Yeah.
301-651-9178. My
Wow.
email address is groganforsheriff@gmail. Yvette, I've always been very open. I'm one of the very few candidates, if any, that speak publicly to people online, next door, Facebook,
Yeah.
LinkedIn,
I noticed
IG.
that. Yeah. It's
Because I think it's
amazing.
important that everyone should know who the sheriff is. We're certainly not Mayberry with Andy Griffin size talent, but I'm very intentional about being open, being
Yeah.
transparent, and being accessible now as a candidate. And when I'm your next sheriff, I intend to be, I intend to continue being accessible.
Absolutely. And that's what it's gonna take. Like I said earlier, you got these big wigs, get these six-figure paying jobs, and you ain't seen none of them. In
I
fact, I
ain't
just
saying that.
During the C word, during that time, I ain't seen nobody hand out a chicken wine, a bucket of chicken, or nothing around here. Okay, the people really needed all these resources. Guys, this is David Grogan's link right here, .com. Thank you to my mods for putting that up. Best of luck to you, sir. They are saying in the chat, I have the best thing over here, and I'm not gonna negate from what is written for me. No matter what, it's a hard knock life on this YouTube street, but I'm about it. I was made in steel.
You better believe it. That's right.
You better believe it. I appreciate you so much. I want to send this prayer out really quick for you. So can you bow your head? Father God, we know your hand is all over this, Father God. We know that now is the time for Dave Grogan to lead Prince George's County as elect sheriff and will be our next sheriff. God, we know you see all ups and downs around town and folk just signing up, getting on these here ballots. Okay, but we know you understand that Dave Grogan is ready for the task at hand. He's ready to lead the people, inspire the people, motivate people, God. And God, there's no more else we're going to ask of you. In your name, I pray that you make sure, Jesus, this man is our leader. Amen. And thank you.
Man, thank you so much for that. Oh, I needed that. Thank you. You just got me charged up. I got to get out here and do some more work. Sorry, I'm not sorry for my friend.
I will be charged up tomorrow for you. Listen to me. You always had my back. I always had yours. Yeah. And now that I got time, I will be out to support you. I thank you for everything. I know this is your time. I just know. I can't look. I can't say where my sauce is coming from, but listen, I know God don't bless no mess, and I know he knows you understand the assignment. Dave Grogan, you're everything we need. Right now, guys, thank you so much for joining Dear Yvette Says for Maryland's next sheriff-elect, Dave Grogan. Hit him up on DaveGrogan.com. Here is his link. Thank you to all of you guys in the chat. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Dave, I'll see you in the morning, and I'll ship the video to you. Vote, guys. Okay, let's get to it. Love you a bunch, brother.
Love you. Souls to the polls.
Let's go. Hey, all the way there. Hey. Thank you so much. Love you much, brother.
Love.
Oh my God. See, this is what I am passionate about, guys. Life is so amazing. We got so much going on. None of us are perfect, but listen, we have got to get involved to be the change that we seek and absolutely learn to change our laws. It's your girl, Dear Yvette Says. Shout out to you, Dave. I will see you in the morning. We're going to try, me and my crew, we're going to pull up and we will be videotaping. These are the things that matter. Get out in your community and support the change, okay? Help change the laws. Instead of complaining, help set the standard, okay, for our future. I love you guys. That includes all generations to come. I love you guys so much. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you to everyone in the chat. That is Dave's stuff right there. Guys, be the change that we seek. I love you guys. And just maintain. Love you.
See, we have a whole generation who screams we value loyalty. But a painful truth that I discovered is many times they weren't loyal to you. They were loyal to the opportunity. And a person who does not understand the value of loyalty will never understand the damage of betrayal. They weren't loyal to you. They were loyal to the opportunity. And this is how I believe we have people who call themselves opportunists. You will always be out of tune with the orchestra of the faithful when the only tune you live for is opportunities. This is how we get hurt. We confuse loyalty with attachments. Please hear me. There is a massive difference with somebody who is assigned to you versus someone who's attached to you. Somebody who is assigned to you helps you complete tasks. But those who are attached to you only want to benefit from the task that you have completed. You see, they don't view you as a person. They view you as a purse. In fact, You will never know who is really loyal until they are faced with options and opportunities, because people don't abandon what they want. They abandon what they were using. You will never know. You will never know the loyal from the fake without options, opportunities, trials, and pandemics. But I'm loyal. I'm a rider. Everybody is willing to ride while you're in the yacht. But who is going to row with you in a crisis? Faithfulness and loyalty. Faithfulness is the constant choice to remain. It is the anthem and cadence of allegiance. Loyalty, faithfulness. Faithfulness is unwavering commitment. And commitment is the transportation system that takes a relationship from surface to depth. And I'll end with this. Loyalty does not require lights or eyes, because it is a heart posture. It should not require my presence for you to be loyal. Loyalty is when you have my back behind my back.